Alright, so I plan out the next 5 action stars, counting this one. So we start with Harrison Ford. Just gonna reveal them to you as we go along. But Harrison Ford in Air Force One. We go right in my Air Force One. This ain't no Nelly. But yes. Harrison Ford plays President James Marshall, who was aboard Air Force One when it is hijacked by Russian terrorists looking to release a recently captured Russian terrorist person. So, first and foremost, the cast. You have Harrison Ford as the president, Gary Oldman as the villain, Wendy Crewson, you may know from the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. She plays the mom there. She plays the first lady here. Glenn Close is the vice president. In 1997, when the thought of a female vice president wasn't even, it wasn't even a thought. Now look at us. We got a female vice president now, so yeah, this movie was ahead of its time. We have Dean Stockwell. From Quantum Leap. He's in Quantum Leap. Who else? Andrew Divoff from the Wishmaster movies, the first two. He's in this. He plays a Russian guy. Beginning of this, Alfredo Sawyer is in the beginning of this. He's, Alfredo Sawyer from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Guy who played Alfredo Sawyer, I don't remember his name. But I saw him first time. I was like, it's Alfredo Sawyer, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. You need to review that movie. I don't have it. I've only seen it once. 1.5. But, William H. Macy is in this movie. It's always fun to see William H. Macy. It's too bad he doesn't get to, star in a movie. He was supporting cast in Jurassic Park 3, Mystery Man, Wild Hogs, Cellular. He was good in Cellular. And the Psycho remake. And I thought he was good in the Psycho remake, even though he was just rehashing the character from the original. But I think he was done very well in that movie. Shane never gets the lead of the actual movie, but he's good. But he is without his mustache. I think maybe William H. Macy is the Tom Atkins of the 21st century. The mustache, but he doesn't have a mustache here. And anyone else? Anyone else? I have one more that I know. I'm trying to think. Okay, the most important cast member. You give me rent! Yes, Mr. Ditkovich from the Sam Raimi Spider-Man sequels is in this movie, and I flipped out. I'm sitting there on the couch, right? This is my reenactment. I'm sitting on the couch, watching the TV, right? Gary Oldman walks in, and he's behind him, and he just sort of walks out from behind Gary Oldman, and I went, "You give me rent?" I did that. I stood up. I'm like, "You give me rent?" Throughout the film, there's a scene later in the film where Gary Oldman tells him to take another guy down and see who's causing trouble down below. And he's like, you go down. You go down there. And I'm like, you pay me rent, then I go down. You go down, I go down, you pay me rent. That's what I said. I'm like, I go down there, you pay me rent. You pay me rent, I go down. And think of this, all right? Harrison Ford is the hero. Think of this. Think of whoever pitched this idea. Hey, let's do a movie where Air Force One is hijacked and someone has to save it. Better yet, that someone is the president himself. yeah, so like, the hijackers come on. It looks like the president escaped in his escape pod, but he didn't, and he's actually still hiding in the plane. He's got to save his wife, his daughter, a bunch of people from the cabinet. And he goes through and he does a pretty good job kicking ass and shooting people and all that stuff. And, I did my maths. Harrison Ford had just turned 55. Well, when this movie came out, but when he's filming this, he was 54 years old when he filmed this movie. He was 55 when it was released, but by the time it was released, it passed his birthday. A couple of weeks, or a week after his birthday, actually. He was born in July. It came out late July. But, yeah, he was 55 when this movie was released. 54 doing this, I'm sure there was a stunt double for some of it, but I don't know. He did a lot of his stuff in Indiana Jones, which evidently is. They're called the Dog Indiana. But yes. Oh, that's William H Macy on the back cover there. Is Dean Stockwell right here. The score by Jerry Goldsmith is fantastic. It starts, if it's one of those films that starts off with credits, with just music playing in the background, and it's fantastic. Dun, 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 whatever. Fantastic opening credit music. The score is fantastic as well as when it needs to. It's got that feel. For Air Force One, you need that patriotic score, and you feel that. When something good happens during this film, you get that patriotic score that just hits you. For the most part, I enjoyed this film a lot. There were a couple of things that I was down on. There is a part of the film where he finally gets in where the hostages are and gets them out, and he sends a fax to them in the Situation Room, right? But no one sees the fax. And then, out of nowhere, when the tanker shows up to refill, because he sets it up where he leaks the fuel and then they got to refuel, so they set the tanker so they can go down low and he can get rid of the hostages. And I thought, okay, it's going to be a case where they didn't see it yet. It's going to be very drastic or something, but no, they didn't do anything with it. Like, they keep going back to showing the facts just sitting there, but there's no finish to it. There's no payoff. It's just, they got it, because they went down to 15. Okay. But what was without the attention building then? And keep going back to it. No one on screen, no one saw. Did they cut that scene? I don't know. Also, it is revealed that one of the Secret Service guys is in on it. I don't know, I don't know if it's revealed to us on screen early on in the film or not, because beginning of this film I was kind of distracted making dinner, so I wasn't really seeing a lot of stuff, but the way they keep lingering on Gibbs, it was like putting a big red target on him, like, he's a bad guy, he would have to look like there is one scene where the president takes back stuff and he's like happy, and as soon as the president turns, he goes, and it's like, oh, that is too on the nose, man. And then of course, and the only reason they have him is because at the end they want to build tension, and it's like they made this conscious choice to write in where, we only have it because they're blowing engines and stuff. We only have enough time for one more person to go out. So this is where he's going to turn on everyone. He kills William H. Macy, and he holds the president up, and he's like, I'm going, Mr. President, and I'll still serve the next president, as if they're not going to figure it out. But Harrison Ford, President Ford, is able to get away. Not Gerald Ford. President Marshall is able to get away, but there's still tension. Did you get a president? Did you get him? We got him. And it's like, okay. But why couldn't William H. Macy survive, man? Why did he have to die? There's no reason to kill him off. The only reason why you did that is that so that you could have that payoff with you always showing that he's a bad guy throughout the entire film. We may expect you to survive. I'm sorry. Like, there's a bunch of other survivors, but of the 3 or 4 that were there, like, the president's the only one that survived. It's, I don't know. Like, I get it, he's the president, but also the president flies the plane at some point. A lot of people keep saying, well, this is just Die Hard in a plane. Yeah, Die Hard did it first. It's called Die Hard 2, Die Harder. Yeah, Die Hard in a plane. Sort of. He was in an airport. But the same thing. There was still a plane. This is more Die Hard in a plane than Die Hard with the plane. But you know what I mean. He wasn't on the plane. Although, that could have made the movie better. I don't know how that would have worked with the terrorists and stuff. They don't take over the plane. They take over the airport. So I don't know. But, yeah. Like I said, there's some good action sequences, like some good gunshot stuff. This is a really good movie. It's another one of those movies that, you know, it's been on. They play it on TV a lot. My grandparents used to watch this movie when it was on. They were big Harrison Ford fans. Much like The Fugitive, I never gave it a chance. But at least I was able to watch The Fugitive with them. But yeah, this was pretty good. Another thing. There was this whole thing with this general guy or whatever he is, Dean Stockwell's character, where he keeps questioning the vice president and he keeps saying, oh, you need to sign this thing because the president's not well, he's not in his right mind, he's too stressed. You sign it and I'll have the authority to carry on. And then they're like, and then they bring in this general guy, this other guy coming in. He's like, actually, we can use the 25th Amendment, and she could take over as president. And it's like, see, this whole thing of signing people in it, lingering like, are they going to do something with it, or what? And she ends up putting it up at the end because everything is safe. But it's just like, I don't know, they're trying to give tension, and it just doesn't work for me. Like, I don't know. Because I generally, the way this guy was I thought he was in on it too. You know, because it reminded me of White House Down when it was really the vice president was on it, but it's this guy, which is why he wanted power. So, I don't know. But, yeah. So, overall, though, I have to say, when it comes to Air Force One, it's pretty. Get off my plane. Good. So, yes. Air Force One. Pretty good. What are your thoughts on Air Force One? Let me know in the comments below. The next action star is, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, we're going to do Total Recall. Yeah. Because it's one of the only horror movies I haven't done yet. Yeah, that's right. Total Recall. Yeah. But, yeah, that's next. I also want to eventually do the remake of Total Recall because I wanted to do that and then compare them, but that won't be this weekend. It'll be eventually some other time. But yeah, so make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.